Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ailey if you're new. Today's video we're going to be talking about MAC. I don't know if I'm the only one in the planet that is wondering what the heck happened to MAC, but they just, I don't know, it was like the thing to use. It was, you weren't into makeup if you didn't own something of MAC. I remember the first time I ever went into MAC to buy a piece of makeup, my gran took me, and it was like an amazing experience. Well, it wasn't an amazing experience, but you know, like in your head it was an amazing experience. And getting to the point, basically every makeup artist used it, every influencer used it, you know, like everybody has a MAC lipstick collection. I am no exception. I have lots and lots of MAC lipsticks. I love them. We are going to be testing out 3 MAC foundations today. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this. I'll probably do one today and then one another day and one another day, and I'll just string this video together. But basically, I asked somebody at MAC if they could colour match foundations for me. So I gave them a shade and they gave me the other 2 foundations in the same shade, because one's done in a number, one's done in a letter and a number, and the other one's done in 2 letters and a number. So I have NW25, 3 and C3. They do not match. The best match probably for me right now is going to be face and body. Yes, anyway, okay, getting on with it. If you enjoyed this video, by the way, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll have a giveaway coming soon, and obviously it's nice to be nice. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. But getting back to it, the foundations I have to try today, the reason for this is I was actually going through my work makeup kit and I really seriously needed to throw out my foundations. It had been 3 months, but actually I'd been 3 months at that time. It's been over 5 now. The foundations needed to go, and I thought to myself, I really want to try using a new foundation in my kit. And I thought, MAC, I have my discount at MAC. I never use it. Why don't I go back to MAC? And I thought, well, I'd need to figure out what foundation I need to use. So I have Face and Body, good old Studio Fix, and I have Matchmaster. Now you'll have seen by me holding these up, these foundations do not match. So I didn't get the pump, I didn't bother. Oh my god, that smell. I love the smell of Fix, Studio Fix. I love it. So it doesn't bother me. We're gonna jump straight in. And I'm using a beauty blender because that is how I apply all of my sort of more full coverage foundations. This, they say it's a really full coverage, like a lot of people will say it's really full coverage. I would say Studio Fix is medium coverage, medium buildable. You can build it. Or, I mean, I'm revisiting this. I haven't worn this in a really flipping long time, so I mean, I could be wrong. Figure I'll do this side with a brush, just out of a matter of interest. This is the GH03. Basically the foundation brush. Can't go over that smell! I love it. If you don't like smelly foundations, you'll probably hate it. But if you know MAC, you know that smell. Okay, either or, I like. Which is weird for me because anybody who knows my channel and knows me knows that I don't like brushes. I like brushes for foundations like this, like the really liquidy ones. I like this, that's the Clinique Fit foundation. I actually thought that I would like a brush for this, but I didn't think that I would like a brush for Studio Fix. So that's quite the, and it's really, am I outshot? It's really, like it's going on really nicely. Okay, so that is one layer. It looks beautiful. Like, can anyone else see that? What the hell? That's probably the most beautiful foundation I have put on in such a long time. I'm actually shocked. Like, I'm visibly shocked. What the hell? That is stunning. I mean, look at it. Look at it. You have to come in and see this. Like I never get this close. It looks like skin. Look, it's what the, even on my like really, really horrible dry skin on my forehead. Come on. put some more stuff on. Let's put some more stuff on. I like to cream contour. This is completely dried down, by the way. I mean, it's supposed to be like a matte foundation, or everybody used to say it's a matte foundation. Let's see, what does it say? What does it say? What does it say? 24-hour wear buildable full matte coverage, oil and shine control. I have dry skin. If this is a matte foundation on dry skin, hi, I'm back. It still looks gorgeous. Oh, I love it. I feel it on my face. It's beautiful. It's been like a couple of hours. I will be using this. Right now I want to say it's going in my kit, but we're going to wait and we're going to see how the other two fare. But yeah, £27. Or is it £27.50? Something like that. Wait, I'll put it up on the screen. If you are a pro, if you are a hairdresser, beauty therapist, freelance makeup artist, anything, as long as you have some sort of credentials, they don't have to be makeup credentials, just beauty credentials, you can get a discount, 25%. You just have to apply and they will approve you or decline you. There's no fee anymore and you can get a 25% discount on all of your MAC stuff. So yeah. I'll see you in a minute and we'll do the other two. Okay, so we are back. It is another day and it is another foundation. So today I figured that we would try out the Face and Body foundation from MAC. This is what it looks like here. I got the smaller version. You can actually get a 50ml version and I think is it 150ml or something like that. It's a bigger size than this. I got the smaller one just in case, you know. So this foundation is a lot more lightweight. This one was hugely popular with makeup artists. It might still be, but it was definitely kind of one of the favourites anyway, because it is nice and lightweight and it's quite flattering to a lot of different skin types. So we are just going to crack on and do this. I don't want this video to be a million years long. You can hear how liquidy it is there, so I'm going to use a brush with this one because I think it's pointless trying to use a sponge, because what will happen is the sponge will literally just soak it all up. So it comes just in a little squeezy bottle like this, which again is really good for makeup artists. This one should be a really good match. This one is in the shade C3. The Studio Fix, like I said, was in the shade NW25. And I'm just gonna, I'm sort of patterning, pulling. I might zoom you in a little bit. Whoop. So this one's obviously a slightly lighter shade. This one doesn't really have a smell. It's got kind of a smell, but I can't pinpoint what it is. It doesn't smell like Studio Fix. So if the smell bothers you, you don't have to worry about it with this one. You do have to use quite a lot of it. You can see there how kind of sheer it is. I wasn't really buffing this in because it is such a lightweight formula. Somebody who doesn't need an awful lot of coverage, I'd say this may be a good foundation for them. Okay, I'm going to come in close so that you can see what it looks like. You can see, you can still see imperfections through it. I have a little bit of redness just now. It's a very dewy type foundation. It's a lot more hydrating, so for people with very dry skin, I think this will be quite good for. What I'm gonna do, I'm just trying to think which side would be better. Maybe this side, because I've got a couple of different little bits and pieces on it. I'm just gonna take a little bit more on my hand and I'm gonna see if I can build up the coverage just a little bit without it going weird or anything. And when I'm doing the second layer, I'm not swiping it at all. I am just patting and pressing. Built it up a little bit. You can still see through it though. It is still skin-like. It is very, very skin-like. Okay, so that is a couple of layers. And I will say it looks just like skin. It's very, very nice. Damn it! 2 foundations and 2 wins. Completely different skin type. I mean, obviously they both work on my skin. They both work really well. I think this would make a really good everyday foundation. It still has quite a lot of tackiness to it. It still has quite a lot of stick. I think this would be a really, really nice bridal foundation. I'm a happy girl. Okay, so I have done the rest of my makeup, and like I haven't had to use a setting spray. I did use a setting spray with the Studio Fix because it is a matte foundation, but this is just held so much. Like I have highlight up here, but I don't have highlight down here, and you can see it. Like it's glowy, like your whole face stays glowy. Everything went on top of it really nicely. I used the Fenty cream bronzer because it's the right colour for me now, or with this foundation anyway. And I didn't really want anything too harsh. I just wanted a little, like you'll see there's not really much difference there in the colours. I don't know, I mean, let me come in close and let you see my skin. It's just, you know, my bronzer kind of hides up that little imperfection there. It just looks nice. It looks like skin. The one thing that always annoyed me about wearing makeup, and which it kind of still annoys me about wearing heavy makeup, is it doesn't look like skin. Like it always looks like there's something sitting on your skin. When you look at this, even when you get in, I'm like way down here, hello, my mirror's here. Even when you get in really close, it still looks like skin. And if I show you my nose, this is always a problem area for a lot of people. Let me see. Don't mind my eyes, I like literally threw on something. It doesn't look like cakey or anything like that. It hasn't separated anywhere. Everything has blended in it so nicely. Like you can see all the contours where I want them, but there's no clear definition. Like you can see there's a shadow there from where I've put the cream contour, but there's no colour difference, or it doesn't look like there's a colour. I don't know how to explain it. It's really weird. It's a beautiful foundation. Absolutely beautiful. I am very impressed. So I'm going to take this off and we're going to go straight into Matchmaster. Okay, we are back. If you ever do your eyes first and you do your foundation and you mess it up, you need to get yourself a face halo. It is the easiest way to take off your foundation and not ruin your eyebrows and your eye makeup, and it's a really good way to cut the sides of your eye shadow as well. Just a little tip. Okay, so for reference, I've used the Too Faced Hangover X primer under every one of these because it's just the primer that I like to use. The other one I didn't use anything else, but underneath Studio Fix I did use the e.l.f. putty primer just on my problem areas, because when you've got a slightly higher coverage foundation it might pick up on these things, whereas with the Face and Body, it's that lightweight kind of formula where you're not going to have issues with that really. So this is the one I think they played me with a little bit. The colour of this looks so wrong, but it is Matchmaster, so it is supposed to, I don't know if it's supposed to match really well or what, but I mean, so don't judge me on the shade of this. It was all done online and over the phone, and I asked their opinion on what would match with the other foundations. So you can see there, they are a completely different colour. But hey, we'll try and make it work. So this one, because it is more of a heavier type of foundation, I'm going to use the brush and I'm going to use a sponge. I'm going to go and wet it. So it's got a pump. It's the same kind of lid that you get on the Fix Plus. Like it's a little twisty lid. And it's got teeny tiny little pumps. So that's one pump. So I'm just going to take a couple of pumps. I probably should have shaken it. And we're going to just go in. So I'm going to start on this side. Okay, it's not as dark as I thought it was going to be. It is still a little bit deep for me, but it doesn't look like the same colour that's in the bottle. So fingers crossed it doesn't oxidise. It's very Studio Fix. It smells just like Studio Fix, but maybe not as strong. So it's a lot more lightweight. I would say this is dead middle between Face and Body and Studio Fix in consistency. It's very lightweight, but it's a lot more coverage right off the bat than Face and Body. So that was 2 pumps, and of course I drag down my neck, and I always use extra foundation because I always pull it down my neck, and my neck is where I tend to get breakouts, so that's where I find I need a lot of coverage. It's kind of annoying, but like my face can look perfect and I do that and I've got like breakouts all down the side, so I do use a lot. I have to say, it actually kind of smells nicer than Studio Fix. I'm one of these weirdos who likes the smell of Studio Fix, so if you're not like me, you might find it quite strong, you might not like it, but I don't think it's as strong as Studio Fix. Okay, so that is one light layer, or one layer with 2 pumps on that side. It's a lot more sort of dewy looking than Studio Fix. I'm going to go on this side and I'm going to take the same again, 2 pumps, and I'm going to go in with my brush. This one I am going to see, you can see it looks a lot lighter than it did in the bottle. So okay, maybe I jumped the gun a little bit and judged them a little bit too harshly for the colour match. I'm just sort of like patting and swiping this. Then I'll stipple it. Tell that, I mean, it's kind of obvious anyway, but I can tell that I'm using less product with the brush because I'm still on my 2 pumps and I can go onto my neck. I'll do the other side of my nose. I always like to go in around about my nose with a brush, purely because it's got pores. So if you're finding that you're getting like exaggerated pores, just take a brush and lightly sort of swirl it around, and it sort of like gets it into those pores. I have too much on my brush, so that is it with a brush. It's a lot higher coverage with a brush, but I don't like how it's left it. That's mostly because I had a little bit too much product on the brush, so I'm just going to smooth it out a little bit with a sponge and take away that excess, but I'll show you what that side is looking like. It's beautiful. It's really nice. I mean, this side I think I prefer. It's a little, like, I mean a smidge less coverage. You can probably see there. This just looks a little bit more full coverage. This side doesn't. So you can maybe customize it a little bit. You know, if you want a wee bit more coverage, use a brush. If you want a little bit less, use a sponge. You can always go over it with a sponge after the brush to get rid of any brush strokes and just to, you know, lift any excess product. And that was 2 pumps on this side and it did everything, whereas I needed 3 to get 2 pumps on my face and then 1 on my neck. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to take another sort of half pump. Because this side's a wee bit more full coverage, I want to build this side up a wee bit more, but just to let you see what it looks like with that one layer, it's stunning. Oh crap. Here we go. I'm going to like all of them. I am going to try these on other people as well to get their opinion, because my skin has been behaving pretty well recently. Touch wood. It stays that way. Go up a little bit closer under the eye. Okay, so that is it completely on. There's no powder. For all of these foundations, I didn't powder any of them. The only powder that I used was for Studio Fix. I powdered my concealer and I used powder products over the top. For the face and body, I used all cream products bar my highlighter, and I didn't even use concealer. So that's just for reference, just so you know, they were all cream products. So I like with a more lightweight foundation, I do like to use cream products with it, because I just find that it keeps it that nice hydrated way. This is more matte than face and body, but slightly more dewy than Studio Fix. So I would say matte, demi-matte, dewy. Highest coverage, I'd say it's about the same coverage to be honest, and lightweight coverage. It's still beautiful. It's flipping, look at it. Let me see if it'll focus on me. I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to finish up my makeup and I'm going to come back, but I'm kind of blown away. So the rest of my makeup is done. I kept it reasonably natural. I know I shouldn't be annoyed that it's good, but it's good. I didn't do concealer again, and you know something? I think this may be a new thing for me. I don't think I want to wear concealer anymore. I mean, this camera doesn't have a filter. Let's turn the exposure down. We should have done this with the other ones as well. That's the exposure down, the ISO down to 200. Apart from me looking so pale, it makes the foundation look a funny colour, but better. You can still see through it. It's not by any means high coverage. Like, you're not looking like you're wearing a mask. So I don't want this video to be years and years and years long. I hope that you're still watching. I can't believe how much I like all three foundations. Like, I can't even pick a favourite. So I would say, right, for Studio Fix, I'm going to do this real quick, so don't worry. For Studio Fix, this is a more on the matte side. I wouldn't say this is fully matte because it worked on me and I'm dry as the Sahara Desert. It's the smell of it, it brings me back. But if you are sensitive to scents or you don't like your foundation to smell, it doesn't smell on your face, don't worry about that, then you might not like this. But it is annoying that it doesn't have a pump. Like, it is just a glass bottle. You can buy pumps for it. It's £27 and it literally was just beautiful. I can't fault it. I really like this. You get 30 mils, same as most normal foundations, and it is medium buildable coverage, I would say. There was nothing negative about it. It looked so beautiful on the skin. Number two, face and body. This is very light coverage. If you have a lot of problem areas on your face that you want to cover, this may not be for you, but it felt beautiful on the skin. I wouldn't use a beauty blender with it because I think it would just drink up all the product. It is a brush users, or you could probably use it with your fingers as well. You are getting 50 ml and it was £27. It says 21, 60 to 27, I think it's just certain shades. Or you can get, that's 50 mils, or you can get 120 mils for £32. Oh, the foundation pump for this is a £5 as well, just because I'm on the website, I can see it. So this Matchmaster SPF 15 foundation is £30 and you get 35 mils in it. It does come with its own pump. You can unscrew the pump. It's longer, so you wouldn't be able to interchange them. This is a perfect balance of these two. So like I said, I think that it would go in the middle. So it is that higher coverage, but it's still really lightweight. I would say it's more of a demi-matte finish. For the life of me, can't figure out why people aren't talking about MAC anymore. I don't know if it's just because it fell out of fashion, but I have Fenty, I have NARS, I have Urban Decay, another Urban Decay, I have Dior, I've got Revolution, I've got Too Faced. Like, these, there are many more in here. I like foundations. There's nothing that in that I have put on my face and thought it looked as beautiful as these three. It blows my mind how well all three of them have worked. I am going to try them on other people. Check out my description box or a pinned comment. I'll let you know how I get on with it. It might be a little while, but... And if there's any other old foundations or old products that you think it would be worth revisiting, leave them in the comment section below, because this was really cool and I really think it would be cool to go back and revisit old products that maybe didn't work in the past, because everybody deserves a second chance. So anyway, I will hopefully see you guys in my next video. Bye!